So I've seen the discourse about dating a fresh Nigerian guy, so a guy that was born and raised in Nigeria, and I have to add my two pence. So normally I genuinely don't do accents, but I feel like I can't deny the motherland. Like I just feel racist when I do that. So
Did you know that the idea of black people discriminating against other black people on account of their accent is not something new? In fact, back during the slavery era in the United States, there was a story of a man named Cujo Lewis. His original name was Kosola, and he was kidnapped from West Africa, modern day Benin Republic, and brought to the United States on the Clotilda ship, which was the last known slave ship. In fact, Kosola and his mates were the last set of slaves to be brought to the United States. Not long after he arrived, the Emancipation Declaration was made, which meant he became a free man. Now, the interesting thing about his story was the fact that, being that he was new, fresh off the boat, he faced a lot of discrimination from other enslaved black people, those who had become Americanized, who had picked up the accent and all of that. They mocked him on account of his accent. They said he was uncivilized and all manner of things was done to him from other black people. For anyone interested in his story, you can pick up the book about him. It's titled Barrackon. It was written by Zora Neale Austin. Anyway, that concept is not new, and I think it's still the same idea that's still playing out, because it boils down to the fact that people think that because they've imbibed into a superior culture, that gives them a certain level of superiority over those who have the inferior culture, which is signified by that, the accent or whatnot. And it's quite funny because a lot of those people, some of the people making these claims and all of that, are also immigrants themselves, which means that their parents, their relatives, their whatever, still have the Nigerian accent, still have the Ghanaian accent. So it's quite funny. While I understand that people will have their own preferences as to who they date and all that, but the choice of a date partner on account of accent or how they pronounce particular words for me sounds funny, because your accent is not an indication of intelligence. You can have a fancy British accent and still be dull. So it's not a predictor of intelligence. So anyway, there you have it.